I had somebody yesterday say, because I had tweeted out before the game, like, man, Purdy, eat these dudes up, man. You know, and somebody was like, Croc, you ain't been a fan of Purdy. Don't try to be a fan of Purdy now. First of all, bitch, I'm a fan of the San Francisco 49ers. All right. And I'm rooting for anybody that plays for them. Whoever's under center, whoever's in that backfield. There's not one player on this 49er team that I don't want to see succeed at all. There's not one player on this 49ers team I am not rooting for. So, I know there's people that want you to like plant a flag on this guy and this guy. And if you're for this guy, you're against this guy. Like, that's not me. Okay. But anyways, he's like, I can't root for Purdy. I'm rooting for Purdy, bitch. What you gonna do? All right. But anyways, all right. So I had questions about Purdy. All right. All off season, we hear about the elbow surgery, and how he's going to recover. I talked about some of the things before, and these things are true. Now, how much do they matter? Those are things that we're going to find out. He doesn't have the biggest arm, right? Like, he just doesn't. Is it going to matter? Like, that was the question. Moving forward, when teams start to kind of really identify, hey, these are the things that he likes to do. He likes to hit these areas of the field. They're looking at it. They're viewing the film. How are they going to take those things away from him? And if he does, like, then how do you, what's your changeup? Okay, you got your fastball. Your fastball is getting the ball out your hands quick, understanding where everybody is. He goes through his reads very quick. I think it was like his second throw of the game. He was about to throw a quick out to Brandon Ayuk. Watt jumped underneath it, and then he came right back to the middle of the field real quick to him. Boom, hit the check down, or that stop like right in front of him. And I was like, man, he processed that hella fast, right? That's his fastball. Like, I know he can do those things. But if somebody starts to take those things away, then what happens? Like, what does it look like? Do you have to have more arm talent to overcome that? Like, those are the questions, and it's just questions. It was not me saying that he couldn't do it, or he can't be this great quarterback, or that he couldn't be what he was last year. It was just me saying, will he continue to be that guy? And if he does, hey, I am all in. I am all in. And guess what? I'm watching him, and I'm talking, me and my bro, Donald, he a Pittsburg Steelers fan, we watching it. And he said, man, like, he's throwing the guys wide open, like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, like, that's our offense. That's our, like, there's always going to be guys just open. But you know what one of the cool things is with Brock Purdy? He just always finds the open guy. He always finds the open guy. So, you can go back to Jimmy Garoppolo. You can go back to Trey Lance. And I felt like sometimes, like, they just might not see the open guy or process it quick enough to get to this. And for Purdy, it feels like it's very consistent. Like, he just finds the open guy. And it makes it look very easy. But and I think that's what Kyle is saying. Like, if you just see this field the way that I do, it will be very easy for you. And then when it's not easy, then what do you do? And you know what, man? I watched this dude yesterday. When you got a free runner off the left side, and he did the whole Tony Romo where he spun out of there, then, rolled to his left, got his shoulder squared around, threw a pass to Deebo Samuel for a first down. I said, this motherfucker good. He's good. And I saw these things last year, but again, it was, okay, is he going to continue to be that? Even elbow injury aside, like, I didn't even care about the injury. There were a lot of people that are like, is he going to be, what's he going to be after the injury, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's going to lose some power on his throw. Well, his game was never really predicated on being a power thrower. So I wasn't like even worried about that really, but it was more so just, is he going to continue to do the things that he's been doing? And once I saw him making all the throws that are wide open, but also throwing the balls that are maybe off script, making plays with his legs, sliding, getting down, exciting. He's pointing, he's laughing, he's looking to the sideline like, motherfucker, sorry. Like, I know what he's thinking because I could tell what kind of person he is. He was turned up. And that was very exciting for me to see. Then you got Brandon Ayuk breaking off. We're going to get to Ayuk, breaking off Patrick P in the end zone and just wide open, but just hit the wide open guy. And he did it, right? And it was very consistent. It just looked so easy for him in the passing game. And I bet Kyle was just like, that's what this passing game is if I have the guy that just sees the field the way I do. So, the 49ers start to clear up cap space. And you hear people like, and then, I'm one of those that were just like, hey, Purdy, if it looks weird, like, Kirk Cousins, like, they're freeing up cap space. They don't need Kirk Cousins. They do not need Kirk Cousins. And we heard Willie Snead talk about how, like, there's a lot of comparisons with Drew Brees and certain things that Brees does. And it's like, I see it. I see it. I get it. And, when you compare guys to Drew Brees and, Tom Brady, for every Brees and Tom Brady, a guy that's supposed to play like them, it's hard, right? Because what's the in between? There's not much in between. It's like Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Hall of Fame, and then I don't know, Taylor Heineke, right? Where it's like, is he a starter? Is he not? Like, is he struggling? But the more I watch Brock Purdy, the more I'm saying, like, he is not closer to those guys in the sense of their careers, but just the way that they won on a very consistent basis. Like, I'm seeing that, and it's damn good. So again, I want to continue to watch Brock Purdy, but I was very, very, very excited, convinced that he's the guy. He's the guy. And I saw some people on, like, well, hey, I see why, they got rid of Trey Lance. And it's like, well, yeah, they were always going to get rid of Trey Lance for Brock. But I do get from Kyle's perspective, if you can just do these things, I don't need you to make, I saw a throw from Matthew Stafford yesterday. It was like this sideline throw. And he kind of like, I don't know, he kind of like threw this ball. And I'm like, who the hell is he throwing it to? And then like, you see this guy crossing and it goes past him, and you see another guy and it goes past him, then it just goes to the perfect spot on the sideline. And it's like, you probably won't ask Brock to make that throw, and I won't even expect him to do that. But man, he had a nice layered throw in the game over the outstretched arms of a defender, like near the red zone. I'm like, man, like that was good. There were a lot of good things that he does, and he is so consistent at it. All right, like he is so consistent at it. So it was awesome to see how he plays. I see in the chat, Gary Cerna says, we just need to temper our expectations. No one is perfect. He will make mistakes. Look, at the end of the day, what he does, he's very consistent at it. And almost like Jimmy Garoppolo, I feel like Jimmy G, he was very consistent with the things that he did, for better or for worse. But you eventually was just like, okay, I know what he is. So even if he throws a pick, or even if he misses a throw, it's like, well, I know what Jimmy is. He's going to be a 67 completion percentage guy. There might be an interception here and there, but that's going to factor into that, and he's going to make enough throws to where you potentially win the game. And for Brock, it feels like he's going to be a 67% completion percentage guy, even if he misses a throw here and there or turns the ball over, whatever the case is. Like, he's going to do these things to put you in position. Like, he's going to run this offense well. He sees the field well. And I think that's going to be very consistent. So it was very exciting watching Brock Purdy. I think he is who we thought he was last year. But again, there were some people that were just like, oh, nope, like that's it. Like he's just great. And me, I'm like, hold on. Let me see him in the regular season. And it took one game to just say, I think this is just Brock Purdy. And that was terrific. No, he didn't throw for, I watched Tua, and Tua's going crazy with Tyreek Hill. He threw for damn near 500 yards. Purdy threw for 220. Part of it was he didn't have to throw for more. I feel like if the 49ers just wanted to keep throwing the ball, like he could have thrown for 350 with no doubt about it. I mean, just kept hitting the open guy. Ayuk again. And I'm just like, golly, like eating, right? And he was just making it look so easy. It's like, yeah, for the first time, I feel like under Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers might have a drop back passing game. Now, I'm not sure right now with how much the run game is tied into the passing game, and I'd have to kind of go back and watch that. But just the feel that I have when he drops that back to throw the ball, I feel like it's going to go to the right place, and I feel like it's going to be a completion. So that was awesome. Shout out to Brock Purdy. He is who I think we all wanted him to be. And I think yesterday he confirmed that. Will it be perfect every time? Will sometimes he see something he hasn't seen before? Sure. But for the most part, he will be a guy that can effortlessly throw for 230 yards, throw for a couple touchdowns, make some off-script throws, and be a 68% completion percentage guy. Like that's just going to be him. So that's really good. I think, he continues to do that and even somehow takes it to another level. I think the questions about the 49ers and maybe why, because their Super Bowl odds went up after that game.